it's Marissa, and if you can tell by the title of this video, I met Leah, Michele, and Darren Criss. Which is really, really freaky that even happened. And it's almost been a week since. And I'm just going to tell you about my experience at their concert, which was my first ever concert going to, and just meeting them in person and everything that happened in between. So I live about, say, 2 hours, 2.5 hours from St. Louis, where the concert was. And my parents also got tickets, just to, just watch the show kind of thing. So they were going to drive me there. And so then we had to leave about like 10 or 11 o'clock just to get there like early, extra early. And then I made them listen to all of their songs on the way down there, just so they would, get a taste of what they're in for, But, and I wanted to listen to their songs before the concert, so, then we just, listened to that the whole time, and then by the time that we got there, then we still had, quite a bit of time since the meet and greet started at 5 o'clock. So then my mom's like, oh, we can go shopping, at a mall or something. So we stopped at a mall, did all that, and that's where I got really nervous because I knew we would be going to the meet and greet right after. So I kept telling my mom I was getting nervous, and she's just like, they're normal people and stuff. And I'm like, you just don't get up to them for how long and seeing them on your TV screen, and now you're getting to meet them. It's just so freaky, But then we left the mall pretty early as well because of traffic and all that. So then we made it to Peabody Opera House, where it was, and the problem was my parents got a ticket for like the parking garage, like next to the venue, but that they couldn't do that until it was like 6 o'clock. So it took them circling I don't know how many times around the building to try to find a place to drop me off. Asked me the whole checking security with your arms up and all that, and then I just made it to the table to get my little badge, which is right here. So I got the silver meet and greet ticket, so there's that, and I just waited in line, and there was 2 separate lines, so I was second line, and I was like the second group there, even though I was just by myself. But then the whole time I was just texting my friends, freaking out and all of that, because I still had to wait around like 40 minutes or so, because it was 5 to like 5:40 around there. So then I was just freaking out and all that and waiting. And then when the meet and greet started, then they had a separate room where one of the lines would go in, and then my line was second. And then all that was separating us from them was a curtain. And it was like, because you could hear their voices and everything, and I was trying to look in and see them before, I went in. But, yeah, I was just, internally freaking out, because I have hard enough time, like, meeting normal people, but meeting them was, like, so freaky, as I said before. But, yeah, so I just walked in, and the whole day I was trying to plan what I was going to say, and I didn't know if they would hug or not, or because I've never done this, before. So then Darren went straight for the handshake right when I saw him, and I was like, okay. And then he's just like, hi, I'm Darren. And then I was like, hi, I'm Marissa. Like, hopefully, I said my name, I didn't forget it or anything. And then the t-shirt that I was wearing that day was one of Darren's, from the Not Alone song. And then he's like, oh, you're wearing my shirt, or something like that. And I'm like, yeah. Like, he pointed out my shirt and everything, and which I thought was super cool because I didn't know if I was going to wear that or not. And I felt bad for Leah because then I was like, I shook her hand too, but then he was talking to me and I was like so focused on him the whole time. And then he's just like, kind of got quiet for a second, and then he's like, so you want to take a picture or something? And I'm like, yeah, like, I shook my head or whatever. And it was super funny because my meet and greet picture, they're like squatting down next to me, which is pretty funny because of how short I am and stuff. But their faces were like this close to me and stuff, so it was just awesome. But then I was like, crap, I haven't got to tell them all that I wanted to say, you know. So I just said, thank you guys, and then I said, oh, I love you guys so much. And then I was just kind of like freaking out, and then my turn was like done, you know, after that. So I'm hoping to get to meet them again, have more of a, you know, a better interaction than, you know, just internally freaking out and then barely saying what I wanted to say. But then I got out of there, and then all the security guards were like, you know, just around after you walk out and stuff. And then the woman gave me like my little tote bag thing, if you can see it, and it had, let me see, these little pins in it, which are super cute. I'm probably gonna put them on my book bag. This one, there's this one too. I already took them out of the package because I couldn't wait to look at them. And then this little mug back here, which is super, even though I don't drink coffee very much, I drink water in here, you know, I don't really care that it's a mug, but it's super cute. And then I had this little laminate poster thing of the concert. And then after that, then like before I went up the stairs to get to like the merch table, then one security guard like asked how I was, and I was like, I'm good. I think I'm good, or whatever. And I was internally like trying not to cry and freak out in front of anybody. And I spent way too much money on merch. Way too much. I mean, I had the money, but like, it's my first concert, so why not? So I wanted the tour shirt for sure, just like this. Has all the dates. It has the St. Louis date. And then I was like, oh, I don't have a long sleeve shirt for anything like Darren or Leah related, so I got the tour long sleeve shirt with their names on the side. It's kind of hard to see them on the side, but yeah. And then I also got a poster of Darren because I was like, I wanted something else that wasn't like, you know, a t-shirt or like apparel. I knew I wouldn't wear a hat or anything like that, so I'm not really big on hats or any of the other stuff that was, you know, there. So I'm probably going to put this in my apartment this fall. If you can see, it's Darren with his glasses. He's so hot. Like, look at that. I can't deal. And then I waited a while around by the merch place and just waiting, you know, for the show to start. And then my parents were going to come see me before they actually got, you know, in there to get their seats and stuff. So then I saw them, I talked to them about how surreal it was, because plus they both of them looked so much slimmer and just more perfect than I could even imagine. Like, it was so freaky, you know. I keep using the word freaky, but that's all I can describe it with, because they're both so beautiful, both so talented, and they're just there in front of you, you know. But yeah, so I talked to them about it and everything else, and then I talked to them, and then they got up to the balcony seats where their seats were. And so then I was going to find my seat, and then I saw one of my favorite YouTubers who does videos about Darren, and there's not very many people that do videos on him or about him, so I was super excited when I found her channel. You should check out her channel. She made a concert video too, and her name's Emily Renee, and I love her videos, so I was super happy to see her. We talked for a while, and then I went down to try and find my seat, which was like 10 or so rows back from the front, and it was kind of towards the right, but kind of center at the same time. I was only like 4 or 5 seats, you know, from the center, I think. So then I had to look up all their the song list from the concert, because it was just a whirlwind and I can't remember all of them. But they started with the Broadway Baby song, which I totally loved because of how much energy it was, and it was just a great starter of a song. And then they did Suddenly Seymour, and that was also good, you know, good song. And then they did Falling Slowly, which was, a slower song. It was just so beautiful to hear it and stuff. And then Darren left, and then it was just Leah's set. And she did Cannonball, which is my favorite from her first album, just because of what it means to her and what it means to me now and stuff like that. So she started with that one, and she did Battlefield as well, which that one is so beautiful and so slow and nice. And I think at this time then she was asking, favorite Glee songs or whatever, and people would yell them out or whatever. And then she went right into Don't Rain on My Parade, which was my favorite, because just seeing her on the show perform that so many times, and her doing it live and all that, and actually getting to see it was so amazing, and everybody got so into it. There were people standing and pointing to her and stuff like that. It was so cool. And then she did Maybe This Time as well, which that was good, because on the show it was awesome, but hearing it in real life was great. And she did Poker Face by Lady Gaga, and I knew she was going to do this one too, from what I read and stuff. So that one was good too. And then she did Edge of Glory as well, and I'm like, yes, a lot of Lady Gaga, that's great, because I love those songs. And she also did Glitter in the Air by Pink, because I love Pink too. And when she did it on the show too, it was great as well. And then she did Run to You from her Places album. So if you haven't listened to that already, you gotta get on it, okay? Because Places was I like Places more than Louder personally, but she did Run to You, and then her and Darren, because Darren came back, and they both did Getaway Car, which I was I saw this YouTube video of them, singing on YouTube, this song together, and I was like, I'm here, watching it. This is unreal, kind of thing. And so they did that song, and then it was just Darren's set after this, and he started with Cough Syrup, which I've heard his cover so many times. It's the one I always put on, it's just my favorite. And plus when they did it on the show, it was just so, just heartbreaking, that scene that they did the song with. But he just had so much emotion on the show, and seeing him in real life doing it, and it also picked up the concert. And after that he did Hopelessly Devoted to You, which was awesome too. I love that one too. And he did Going Nowhere after this, and people just, I can't believe, because I've heard this on Twitter about how people were leaving during Darren's set or whatever when it would start, and I was like, how are people, you paid for this concert for both Leah and Darren kind of thing, but people still left, when he was doing Going Nowhere and I Dreamed a Dream, which was beautiful, because I love Les Mis as well. I need to rewatch it, because I haven't watched it in a while. But then he did his specific song for the city that he was going to. He would learn a song 40 minutes before the show just for us, so there would be a new song every concert, which I can't imagine learning one song in a month or 2 or 3, doing one 40 minutes before a show. That's commitment. And he did the Ride With Me Nelly song, which was awesome, because everybody was yelling with it and stuff, and he had his own little style of the song that he was doing. And after that he did Foolish Thing, which I love that song so much. I think that might be my favorite one. Yeah, that's my favorite one from his album. I mean, I like the Day That the Dance Is Over, but he didn't have that in the set. So out of what he performed from his album, his EP, then I really love Foolish Thing the most. And then he did Not Alone, which the girl 2 seats down for me, she was freaking out as well, and I was like, I know, it's Not Alone, this song means so much to me and everybody in the Darren community and stuff, and the Star Kid community, and I just, loved how he put that in the set list. And he did Teenage Dream, of course, which was, amazing, because he did it the slow version at first, and then I didn't know it was going to pick up at the end, but then he got off the piano, and then he starts, walking on the stage and singing the song and stuff, and I was like, oh, so cool. And then Leah and Darren did The Coolest Girl from Star Kid. And I've seen like all of the Harry Potter musicals that they did, and so I knew the song, and I was like, oh, Leah's singing it, like, you know, because I haven't heard her sing it. And he's like, yeah, I made her, you know, he was like talking her into singing it, and then sang it on tour and whatever. Then they did This Time, which I was like, I'm gonna lose it, because that was like, that song like was my graduation song from high school. Like, it was on my cap and everything. Like, that's because my cap literally says, this time that we had, I will hold forever. It literally says that on my cap from high school. So I love that one. And then sadly, they only did 2 more songs. It just went so fast. I think I can't believe how fast the concert went. But they did Don't You Want Me, which I had to play that in the car on the way over, because I was like, Mom and Dad, you have to know that this is their first duet they've ever done. This is a big deal. This song is a big deal. So then they did Don't You Want Me, and then I was just like, this is the perfect ending, because then I was like crying at the last song, or like tearing up and crying, and then they bring it back to like an energetic song or whatever. But then I didn't know that they would come back out to do another song, but then they ended up, you know, coming back out after we like applauded and stuff for them, and they left and they came back in. And they did Make You Feel My Love, but they did it like with no microphones, just their voices and Darren's guitar in this beautiful, beautiful venue that I've never been to, but now it's like, it was just so beautiful, like the stage, the lights, and the everything, like background of the venue, and it was just their voices. Everybody was just standing up and just like enjoying this, like, it felt like a group, like, you know, everybody's here together, enjoying beautiful music, and it was just like I don't know, it was just a great way to end it as well, on that, like, because that's when the tears started going actually down my face. And, yeah, which, I should mention that I didn't even know if this concert would be like a standing, like everybody would be standing during the concert, or if they would be sitting. Didn't really know what to expect coming into it, and because all my other friends that go to concerts, they would be like, you know, standing up, like more, you know, those kind of concerts. And so I was like, I don't really know what to expect, but it was more like a sit down kind of concert, which, like, people stood up, like, you know, of course, if you get really into it. But for the most part, I was super happy because I could actually see from where I was sitting, because if everybody was standing up, then there would be no way I could see over there, because I'm only like 4'10", 4'11", so there's no way that I'd be able to see Leah and Darren from where I was sitting if people are standing. But then at the end, everybody was just, you know, standing up at the end, just enjoying their song, you know, at the end. So after that, then I, you know, left the theater part of the concert place, and I was waiting for my parents outside, and then I was like, oh, we need to get a picture of me with the stage in the background, because before the concert I couldn't really do that since they were sitting so far up. I didn't really have anybody else to take a picture for me, so then I was like, Mom, we have to get a picture. So then we went back in, you know, to get the stage in the background and stuff of the picture, and then after that, then I was just talking about the concert and stuff as we were leaving. And then when we were walking to get to our parking garage, and this is like maybe, I'm trying to remember if it was like 9:30 or 10 o'clock or something. So then we were leaving, and when on the way to the parking garage, then it was like where Darren and Leah's like buses were, and where they were probably come out since there were people waiting already. And then we were like slowly walking, as in like, oh, maybe if they come out now, then we will, you know, go over there. But if they don't, then we're just gonna, you know, leave now, since I'm happy I got to meet them. So I didn't feel like the need to really wait at the stage door or whatever. But then we just left, and then I get on Twitter the next day, and then people were talking about, they posted about the stage door stuff from St. Louis, and they waited like 3 hours or so, you know, for Darren to come out, and I was like, oh, there was no way that I would have, you know, met them at the stage door then. If it was 3 hours long, and we had to get back at 2.5, you know, hours away, around there. So, yeah. But that was basically my whole night, my first concert. It was the best time of my life. I'm already waiting for another one. Like, I'm already, like, I wish I could have went to more cities, you know, just to see the concert in general, not even to meet them again. I mean, that would be nice too, but, like, just to see it again would be, like, awesome. Like, I'm living through my YouTube right now. I'm trying to rewatch, you know, the concert videos and stuff. So, yeah. So, that was my concert experience. And if you like the video, then just, you know, give it a thumbs up. And that's all I have. So, bye. No matter who